Listen closely, because this isn't just another message to glance over. It's a call to awaken to the truth about who you really are. Most people move through life believing their identity is complete, but the reality is far more profound. The person you think you are is largely a construct, shaped by survival, societal expectations, and conditioning. Yet, in the spiritual realm, identity isn't defined by names, roles, or beliefs. It's defined by energy, history, and purpose, and that identity already exists within you, whether you're aware of it or not. Right now, something is breaking through the surface of your consciousness. When you begin to awaken to your true spiritual origin, life doesn't just change, it accelerates in ways that feel unsettling. Old structures crumble, relationships shift, and your tolerance for superficiality disappears. You might feel an unexplainable pressure, as if something deep within you is demanding your attention. This isn't chaos, it's exposure, the moment when the false identity you've been living under can no longer contain the truth of who you are. Memory loss isn't random. When consciousness enters a physical life, it doesn't forget by accident. It seals away knowledge for protection and perfect timing. Those instincts you can't explain, the pull toward certain ideas, the resistance to conventional paths, these aren't just quirks of personality. They're echoes of a deeper identity trying to reclaim itself. In the spiritual world, recognition happens long before understanding does in the human mind. That's why you might feel seen by certain situations, challenged in precise ways, or drawn toward knowledge that feels unfamiliar, yet undeniably right. This isn't coincidence. It's your soul remembering what your mind has forgotten. The mirror lies. The reflection you've stared at your whole life, the person you believe yourself to be, isn't the real you. It's a mask, a shadow of your soul's essence, layered with roles you inherited, fears you absorbed, and habits that were never truly yours. Every compromise, every choice, has only deepened the illusion. But the spiritual world sees beyond this construct. It doesn't recognize your ego, your curated personality, or the labels you've given yourself. It sees the energy patterns, the karmic imprints, and the truths your soul carries, truths you may have never confronted. This isn't meant to frighten you, it's meant to awaken you. When you realize the mirror lies, you gain the power to stop being defined by illusions and start seeing yourself as you truly are. The first step to awakening is accepting the uncomfortable truth. You don't fully know yourself. It's like ripping off a bandage that's covered a wound for decades. It stings, it burns, but it also opens the door to real healing. The reward for this painful clarity is authority over your life, your decisions, and your destiny. Once you understand that the reflection you've been staring at is incomplete, you can begin the journey of uncovering the depth, power, and authentic identity that has always been waiting for you. Your soul remembers. Every life you've lived, every experience you've endured, leaves an imprint, a subtle record that shapes your present reality. These whispers from the spiritual realm guide, warn, and illuminate your path in ways you often overlook. It's as if the universe keeps a diary of your soul, nudging you toward lessons you're destined to learn. Those moments of déjà vu, unexplained fears, or inexplicable talents. They're not random. They're fragments of a vast library of wisdom, skills, and warnings accumulated over lifetimes. By tuning into these whispers, you access guidance your rational mind might never uncover, allowing you to make decisions aligned not just with survival, but with growth and destiny. Your shadow self isn't something to fear. It's the raw, unrefined gold of your true identity. The anger, the desires, the secrets you've hidden aren't flaws. They're the essence of your power. When you deny your shadow, it controls you from the darkness, influencing your behavior in ways you don't even recognize. But when you face it, when you acknowledge the traits you're most afraid of, you transform fear into mastery, pain into insight, and frustration into drive. Your shadow isn't your enemy, it's your compass, pointing directly to the depths of your authentic self. Everything you do leaves a mark, not just in this life, but in the energetic web that connects all existence. These are your karmic signatures, the fingerprints of your actions, intentions, and even unspoken thoughts. The universe doesn't forget, and your soul carries these imprints forward, shaping the challenges and opportunities that appear in your life. Recurring patterns aren't coincidences. They're messages from your karmic signature, urging you to recognize the lessons you've ignored. When you understand these patterns, you gain the power to act consciously instead of reacting unconsciously. Setbacks aren't punishments. They're signals designed to align you with your higher purpose. The ego offers comfort, a familiar narrative that tells you who you are, even if it's a lie. But this false identity is a prison, and the longer you cling to it, the more your soul withers in silence. Society rewards the ego's performance, encouraging conformity and mediocrity, while the real you, the spirit you carried into this life, remains dormant, waiting for acknowledgement. In moments of stillness, when no one is watching, a part of you rebels. It questions your choices, craves authenticity, and hungers for meaning. That's your soul, breaking through the ego's constraints. Ignoring it comes at a cost: dissatisfaction, self-sabotage, and the haunting feeling that life is slipping by unnoticed. The dangerous comfort of false identity lulls you into compliance, erasing the extraordinary potential within. Breaking free requires courage, relentless self-inquiry, examining the stories you tell yourself, the roles you play, and the validations you chase. The reward? Liberation, a life fully aligned with your true essence. What if your identity isn't fixed, but fluid, stretching across dimensions you've never consciously perceived? Quantum consciousness suggests that reality is shaped by observation, intention, and awareness. You're not just the body or personality you inhabit today. You're a spectrum of probabilities, waiting for the right conditions to manifest. Every thought, emotion, and decision sends ripples through this quantum field, shaping who you are and who you could become. Your potential extends far beyond what you've imagined, and the universe is ready to respond when you align with it consciously. When you embrace this perspective, limitations dissolve and possibilities expand exponentially. Thoughts become tools, intentions become levers, and awareness becomes power. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a profound method for reclaiming authority over your existence. Your life isn't an isolated story. It's a chapter in an endless series of experiences orchestrated by your soul. Reincarnation is the ultimate game of shadows, where roles, lessons, and scenarios repeat until mastery is achieved. Every incarnation carries echoes of past lives, patterns you unconsciously reenact, and opportunities for growth that may seem coincidental, but are anything but. Recognizing these patterns allows you to see the unseen forces guiding your life, turning confusion into insight and repetition into purpose. The recurring relationships, challenges, or talents in your life aren't accidents. They're karmic threads connecting your past and present selves. By viewing your life through this lens, you become a strategist, not a victim. Each choice is a calculated move, each obstacle a puzzle to solve. Even painful events become opportunities to reclaim wisdom and power from previous existences. The universe knows you better than you know yourself. The signs are everywhere: synchronicities, recurring themes, and moments that feel like whispers from another realm. These aren't random. They're evidence that something within you is being recalibrated. The question is, are you ready to listen? Have you ever paused to reflect on those extraordinary moments in life that seem to defy all logic? Those instances that leave you questioning the very fabric of reality? Perhaps you've experienced eerie synchronicities, those uncanny coincidences where events align in ways that feel too meaningful to be random. Maybe you've had dreams that seem to foretell future events with unsettling accuracy, or you've been struck by a sudden, inexplicable gut feeling that later proved to be undeniably true. These moments are not mere coincidences or fleeting anomalies. They are profound signs, subtle yet deliberate messages from the universe, signaling that it is attentively observing your spiritual journey, even when you may not be fully aware of your own true self. The cosmos recognizes something in you that you might not yet see in yourself: your energy, your untapped potential, and the unique paths that are meant to guide your evolution. When you dismiss these signs, whether out of skepticism, distraction, or fear, you are, in a sense, turning your back on a wise mentor, one who holds a map to your destiny far more intricate and insightful than anything you could chart on your own. Every seemingly random encounter, every sudden flash of insight, every inexplicable obstacle you face is a coded message, a whisper from the universe carrying intelligence meant to guide you. These messages urge you to act, to reflect, or to pivot in ways that align with your higher purpose. For example, consider a conflict at work that appears to arise out of nowhere. On the surface, it might seem like an inconvenience or a setback, but what if it's actually the universe nudging you to develop a skill, resilience, or awareness you were ready to cultivate? The more you attune yourself to these signals, the more the universe begins to feel like a partner in your journey rather than a chaotic, indifferent force. Life starts to take on a deeper sense of purpose, intensity, and vitality. The emotional impact of recognizing these signs is nothing short of transformative. Frustration gives way to curiosity, fear dissolves into anticipation, and apathy is replaced by a sense of urgency. When you realize that the cosmos is paying attention, not to the persona you present to the world, but to the authentic, unfiltered version of you hidden beneath layers of masks and ego, you begin to see opportunities where others see only obstacles. The reward for this awareness is empowerment. You start to navigate life with intention, aligning yourself with forces far beyond your immediate comprehension. You begin to live according to a plan that your soul has been crafting long before you even arrived in this world. Awakening to this reality is only the first step, however. Mastering the self requires more than just awareness. It demands action, discipline, and the use of tools that can help you pierce through the layers of deception and societal conditioning that have clouded your true nature. Practices like meditation, energy work, journaling, and ritual are not abstract or esoteric exercises. They are powerful instruments of revelation. Meditation, for instance, teaches you to quiet the relentless noise of the ego, allowing you to hear the whispers of your soul. Energy work enables you to detect and correct distortions in your personal energy field, ensuring that you are vibrating at a frequency that aligns with your highest good. Journaling captures the hidden insights that bubble up from your subconscious, while ritual anchors your intentions in a tangible, ritualized form, bridging the gap between your conscious and subconscious mind. Imagine each of these tools as a key, unlocking doors to rooms within your psyche that you didn't even know existed. With consistent practice, you develop the ability to see patterns that were previously invisible, recognize manipulation where you once saw only innocence, and detect the illusions that once kept you trapped in cycles of limitation. A simple meditation session might reveal that a recurring conflict in your life isn't about the people around you, but about unresolved karma from a past lifetime. Journaling could illuminate emotional triggers that have been holding you back, offering clarity on the path forward. Each tool strengthens your connection to your authentic self, equipping you to operate in the world with precision, authority, and confidence. The true power of these practices lies in their transformative potential. They provide you with practical, actionable ways to reclaim agency over your life, turning abstract concepts like spiritual awakening into a lived, tangible reality. The more you integrate these practices into your daily life, the less control the false constructs of ego, society, and fear have over you. What was once unseen becomes visible. What was once incomprehensible becomes navigable. And what was once distant and unattainable becomes immediate and real. your authentic, limitless self, ready to step fully into the world. Beneath the veil of everyday life lies a vast, often ignored repository of hidden knowledge, a realm where spiritual hierarchies, unseen guides, and multidimensional forces shape your experiences in ways that most people never notice. These forces are not abstract or imaginary. They operate according to rules, patterns, and methods that, once understood, can be harnessed to improve every aspect of your life. From subtle, energetic interventions to overt life lessons, the spirit world is constantly interacting with you, guiding, testing, and revealing truths according to your readiness to receive them. Consider the patterns of synchronicity that weave through your life, the vivid dreams that linger in your mind, or the inexplicable flashes of intuition that seem to come from nowhere. These are not random occurrences. They are messages, interventions, and signposts from dimensions beyond your immediate perception. A recurring symbol in your dreams, for instance, might be signaling a karmic lesson you've been ignoring, or a chance encounter with a stranger could be orchestrated by unseen forces to redirect your path. By learning to decode these signs, you develop a form of cosmic literacy, a way of interpreting the language of the universe that allows you to anticipate, respond, and act in alignment with your higher purpose. Accessing this hidden knowledge is not about indulging in mystical fluff or abstract philosophy. It is a practical strategy for mastery, teaching you patience, observation, and heightened awareness while equipping you with subtle tools to navigate life's challenges. When you integrate this wisdom into your daily existence, you start to notice patterns, opportunities, and protections that were previously invisible. Life shifts from feeling chaotic and reactive to becoming a carefully woven narrative, one in which you are a conscious participant, keenly aware of forces that most people never even sense. Awareness, in this context, is not just a passive state of being. It is the architect of your reality. What you perceive, how you interpret your experiences, and the energy you project all shape the world around you in profound ways. The illusion of separation, the belief that life happens to you rather than with you, makes it seem as though you are at the mercy of external circumstances. But in truth, your consciousness is in a continuous, dynamic interaction with unseen dimensions, sculpting outcomes in ways that are subtle yet undeniably powerful. This is not about the superficial power of positive thinking. It's about understanding that your perception, focus, and intention are potent tools for creating the life you desire. Imagine two people facing the same challenge. One reacts with fear, confusion, and resistance, while the other observes, interprets, and adapts. The outcomes for each will be wildly different, not because of luck, but because of awareness. When you begin to notice these subtle dynamics, how your thoughts, energies, and emotional responses shape your reality, you gain the ability to shift the trajectory of events around you. Life becomes a responsive environment, attuned to the vibration you consistently project. Awareness acts as both a shield and a sword. It protects you from deception and empowers you to act with strategy and purpose. The power of conscious awareness is transformative. It allows you to see opportunities hidden within obstacles, patterns concealed within chaos, and lessons embedded in hardship. Every action becomes intentional, every relationship is navigated with clarity, and every challenge is transformed into an opportunity for growth. By cultivating awareness, you step into a realm where you are no longer subject to the whims of random circumstances. Instead, you become a deliberate co-creator of your reality, harnessing the hidden structures of existence to manifest your authentic path. For far too long, you may have played roles assigned to you by upbringing, society, or circumstance, roles that never truly fit your spirit. These roles might be comfortable, familiar, and even socially rewarded, but they are not your essence. Breaking free from them is terrifying because it requires you to challenge everything you thought you knew about yourself. Yet, this is the moment where true liberation begins. Stepping out of the assigned role allows your authentic self, the one the spiritual world recognizes, to emerge fully, untethered by expectation or fear. Consider the difference between a life lived for approval and a life lived with purpose. One is filled with compromise, unfulfilled potential, and quiet despair, while the other is alive, intentional, and powerful. Breaking free from societal expectations may require you to confront toxic relationships, shed limiting beliefs, and embrace desires or talents you've previously ignored. It's not an easy path, but the reward is profound. A life that aligns with your soul's deepest intent rather than the shallow narratives imposed by external forces. And now we pray. Divine universe, infinite intelligence, and guiding light, we stand before you not as separate beings but as fragments of your boundless wisdom, seeking clarity, courage, and truth. Open our eyes to the signs you weave into our lives, the synchronicities, the whispers of intuition, the lessons hidden in struggle. Help us recognize that every challenge is a nudge, every shadow a teacher, and every moment of chaos a doorway to deeper understanding. Strip away the illusions we cling to, the masks of ego, the comfort of false identities, the fear of our own power. Let us see ourselves as you see us, limitless, resilient, and divinely guided. Awaken in us the memory of our soul's purpose, the wisdom of lifetimes past, and the courage to step into the truth of who we are meant to be. May we no longer walk in fear, but in faith, trusting your timing, embracing the discomfort of growth, and surrendering to the transformation that awaits us. Fill us with the strength to break free from what no longer serves us, and the clarity to recognize the path you've laid before us. We are not victims of fate. We are co-creators of our reality. Align our thoughts with intention, our actions with integrity, and our hearts with love. Let us move through the world not as sleepwalkers, but as awakened souls, fully present, fully powerful, and fully alive. And so it is. If this message resonated with you, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.